Have you ever picked up a metal detector and searched for buried treasure? I did go treasure hunting as a child, but I didn't find much. Treasures ranging from ancient antiques to contemporary masterpieces are frequently discovered, the majority of the time. However, they are only discovered after significant research and exploration by those who are actively seeking them out. Occasionally, though, treasures are discovered purely by mistake, and in certain instances, they are the greatest discoveries ever made. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more intriguing videos like this, and be sure to watch this video till the end. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. The Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone is one of the most significant objects ever discovered and was crucial in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs. Ptolemy V commissioned the stone, which was written in both Greek and Egyptian, as a piece of political propaganda towards the end of the ancient Egyptian Empire, when Greek was the language spoken by society's elite. The stone was buried, and it was not discovered again until 1799, when a commander supervising the reconstruction of an old fort near the little town of Rosetta discovered it. Initially, the significance of the discovery was unclear, but in 1814, experts began studying the etchings and quickly began to unravel the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Number 9. Srota Treasure. The Srota treasure is one of the 20th century's most valuable archaeological discoveries. Among the relics was a crown believed to have belonged to Blanche of Valois, the wife of Emperor Charles IV. The crown is adorned with 7 eagles, 6 bodkins with fleurons, and circular fibula with a cameo. It was discovered in 1985 during construction at Srota Slutska, Poland. Currently, there is consensus that the wealth belonged to King, later Emperor Charles IV of the House of Luxembourg. Charles pawned many artifacts to the Jewish banker Moshe in Srota in 1348, when he needed finances to maintain his claim to the throne of the Romans. Immediately thereafter, the Black Plague arrived in Srota. Moshe was never heard from again, and it is presumed that he either escaped the plague-ravaged town, died of the plague, or fell prey to anti-Jewish pogroms, as Jews were accused of spreading the disease. Certainty dictates that no one ever recovered the treasure, which had been concealed someplace in the city for centuries. Number 8. The Chinese Bowl. One New York family struck it rich at a garage sale in 2007, which is another place where expensive objects might be unearthed. They were seeking a bowl to use as a mantelpiece decoration and paid $3 for one with a Chinese design and a diameter of about 5 inches. Inquisition, they consulted specialists about its provenance and quickly determined that it was a 1,000-year-old ding bowl from the Northern Song dynasty. The only other known specimen had been on display at the British Museum for over 6 decades. It had a delicate, almost white body and an ivory glaze, and is an exquisite example of the ceramics of the ancient period. The family took it to Sotheby's with an estimate of up to $300,000 in mind. However, it was finally sold for a staggering $2.2 million after a Chinese antiquities collector outbid many other interested parties. Number 7. The Dead Sea Scrolls. There are so many unknown locations in the world that it is impossible to predict when the next incredible discovery will be made. 1946 saw one of the most significant discoveries ever made near the Dead Sea. Fragments of writing had already been discovered across the region, but in November of that year, a group of Boeotian shepherds came into a cave containing 7 scrolls sealed in jars. Investigations led to the discovery of a network of caverns, each of which housed identical relics that are now known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. The leading view suggests that the writings were created or held by the SNS, a Jewish group that resided in the vicinity of Qumran. They are all religious texts that are older than 2,000 years and are written in 4 distinct languages: Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, and Nabatean. Significantly, they are by far the oldest Hebrew Bible manuscripts ever discovered, and there's a strong probability that many more are still awaiting discovery. Number 6. Venus de Milo. The Venus de Milo is an iconic statue that was discovered on the island of Melo in 1820. Greek peasant Yorgos Kentrotas was clearing rubble when he discovered the loot. Naval French officers bribed the peasant to help him unearth the statue, which was later given as a gift by King Louis XV of France. The Venus de Milo is on display at the Louvre in Paris. Think the Venus de Milo statue is pretty amazing? Watch till the end to find out even more amazing treasures. Number 5. The world's largest pearl. We've all stashed items beneath our beds at one time or another, but a Filipino fisherman hid much more than spare cash beneath his bed. In 2006, he was out of the water when his anchor became entangled with a gigantic clam. He had to swim down to free it, and to his surprise, he discovered a large pearl within. He thought it was a sign of good fortune and hid it under his bed without more thought. 10 years later, when he wanted to relocate, he donated the pearl to his aunt. She requested whether she might give it to the mayor of the town so he could put it on display, and it was then that she realized how valuable this discovery was. The pearl is 1 foot wide and 2 feet and 2 inches long, and it weighs an astounding 75 pounds. If the pearl was produced within a large clam, it is estimated to be worth approximately $100 million. Number 4. The Hawksney Treasure Cove. Eric Laws was using a metal detector to retrieve a lost hammer on a farm in 1992 when he discovered a treasure bounty worth $3.8 million in an oak treasure chest dating back to the 4th century BC. The box included silver spoons, ancient coins, and a bounty totaling $3.8 million. Ladles and service dishes were discovered in addition to the gold and gems discovered by archaeologists later on. The British Museum had to solicit funding from benefactors since the treasure was so precious. If you visit the British Museum, you will not only learn more about the treasure, but you will also witness the missing hammer that set everything in motion. Number 3. The Uluburun Shipwreck Room Treasure. The next time you go scuba diving, you should search for sunken treasure because there are countless unknown treasures beneath the water. The Uluburun Shipwreck is one of the oldest ever discovered. When the Mehmed Kakir discovered the shipwreck's wreckage in 1982, there was hardly anything left. The ship had fully sunk 3,300 years earlier in the Mediterranean off the coast of Turkey. While down there, he saw some pottery jars that, upon closer investigation, contained copper and tin ingots. Archaeologists spent the next decade attempting to unearth more riches in the area, and they did find a few more artifacts, including a 2,000-year-old Bronze-era artifact and elephant tusks. Number 2. The Hanamundaka Palace Relic. In 2011, Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, began renovating Hanuman Doka, a former royal palace from the 16th century. The decaying structure required immediate restoration, but no one could have predicted what they would be finding. While checking the castle's foundations, they discovered 3 treasure chests buried in the storage closet. The palace encompasses more than 5 acres. The wealth featured tributes to the gods in the form of coins and jewelry and weighed over 661 pounds. The first box was discovered to contain gold and silver, valued at approximately $233,344, and the remaining 2 specimens were preserved for further examination. The palace is steeped in history, and it's believed that many more secrets are still to be uncovered. Several treasure houses on the site have not yet been explored due to their fragile condition. They are shrouded in mystery and may contain priceless riches when ultimately unearthed. The political unrest in that region has made this procedure tough, but they hope to have a complete understanding of what lies there as soon as they resume their efforts. Number 1. Staffordshire Hoard. The largest Anglo-Saxon treasure ever discovered is the Staffordshire Hoard. It has a value of $41 million. The audience was enthralled when Terry Herbert discovered the treasure in 2009 in the English country of Staffordshire. In the middle of the recently plowed field, approximately 3,500 things were discovered, including weapons, religious artifacts, and gold. What was Terry looking for on someone else's farm when he used a metal detector? Believe it or not, he was looking for a wrench. What would you buy if you discovered a treasure? Would you save it for the prosperity, or would you convert it into cash and keep it as a security? Please tell us in the comments section, and while you're here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.